Okay, so let's discuss about the adjusting entries. So adjusting entries, this is the fifth step in accounting cycle. So first step is, of course, identifying the business transaction. Second is recording or journalizing. Third is posting to the ledger. Fourth is preparing trial balance. And fifth is making adjustments. So adjusting entries, these are entries made usually at the end of the accounting period. So this is used to update the accounts or prepared merely to update the balances of the accounts. So we have here 5 basic sources of adjusting entries. So the depreciation expense, the prepaid expense, unearned income, accrued expenses, and accrued income. So these are the 5 basic sources of adjusting entries. First, we have here the depreciation expense. So when we say depreciation expense, depreciation is a method of allocating the cost of an asset to an expense over the accounting period that make up the asset's useful life. Example of assets subject to depreciation are the store, office building, and transportation equipment. So when we say depreciation expense or the word depreciation, nagde-depreciate or bumababa yung value. Okay? For example, yung mga equipment or yung mga machine sa mga kumpanya, habang tumatagal yung mga machine na yun, nagde-depreciate sila or bumababa yung value nila. Another, yung mga sasakyan, yung mga transportation equipment, yung mga truck, habang tumatagal or throughout the years, bumababa din yung value nila or nagde-depreciate. Another, yung building. Yung mga building, it can be store building or any building na throughout the years, habang tumatagal, bumababa yung value ng building na yon. Okay? So, in accounting, we are calculating a depreciation expense. Okay? So, I have here sample instruction under the depreciation expense. So, ABC Repair Shop bought a repair equipment on January 17, 2017 for his repair shop business worth 37,000. So it was estimated to have a useful life of 6 years, and after 6 years, the repair equipment will only have a residual value of 1,000. So if we are going to analyze this transaction, it says here that ABC Repair Shop bought a repair equipment or purchased a repair equipment worth 37,000. And it was estimated to have a useful life of 6 years. Meaning, magiging useful yung equipment na yon or magagamit yung equipment na yon ng maayos sa loob ng 6 na taon. And after 6 years, yung value or residual value na lang ng equipment is 1,000. When we say residual value, ito yung halaga or natitirang halaga ng isang equipment after niya mag-depreciate. Okay? So, in monetary amount or when we say residual value, ito yung halaga. Okay? Na natira. So, the residual value or the salvage value is 1,000 pesos. So, the formula to get the depreciation expense or annual depreciation is annual depreciation equals acquisition cost minus salvage value, salvage or residual value over useful life. Okay? So, kung gagamitin natin yung transaction, we have here annual depreciation is equal to 37,000. That is the acquisition cost kung magkano mo nabili yung equipment. Minus 1,000, which is the residual value, over 6, which is 6 years, useful life. So, the annual depreciation is 6,000. Meaning, kada taon, bumababa ng worth 6,000 yung repair equipment. Okay? Kada taon yung nagagamit siya or yung repair equipment ng business, bumababa or nagde-depreciate siya ng worth 6,000. Okay. So, if we're going to journalize this transaction, ito po yung magiging general journal niya or adjusting entries. Okay? So, if the accounting period being reported by the ABC Repair Shop is for the month ending January 31, 2017, the adjusting entry to record this depreciation in the books of ABC Repair Shop is debit depreciation expense, which is 250, and credit is accumulated depreciation office equipment 250. Okay, so take note na kapag nagsusulat kayo ng adjusting entries every end of the accounting period, okay, or every end ng buwan, bago kayo mag-start ng panibagong accounting cycle. Okay, so for let's say na yung accounting period na ABC ay mag-end kay January 31, meaning mag-a-adjust siya sa January 31. Okay. Next, paano siya naging 250? Okay, so if you can still remember, ang annual depreciation natin or yung value every year is 6,000. Please bear with me, sorry. So 6,000 pesos. Alang cute. So 6,000 yung every year na value na nababawas. So ngayon, ang kukunin lang natin is yung depreciation value for the month of January. So you have to divide this into 12. Okay? So 6,000 divided by 12, we have here 500 pesos. Okay? So meaning, sa loob ng isang buwan, 500 yung nababawas na value or yung depreciation value ng repair equipment. So, bakit 250? Kasi, ulitin ko ha, bakit naging 250 yung entry natin kay General Journal? Or bakit 250 yung adjusting entry natin? If you can still remember, 6,000 yung annual depreciation. Okay? Annual meaning sa loob ng isang taon. Ang kailangan lang nating i-compute is for the month of January. So, you have to get the value of monthly depreciation expense. Okay? So, monthly depreciation expense niya is 6,000 divided by 12. We have here 500 pesos. So, 500 is the monthly depreciation expense. So, bakit 250? Hindi 500 pesos. So, if you acquire or purchase an asset with depreciation costs such as equipment, store, office building, to compute the starting depreciation cost for the first month, ganito. Kapag bumili ka ng equipment or store, office building, let's say na naka-date from 1 to 15, ang computation mo ay yung buong buwan. Okay? So, in this transaction, kapag bumili ka from January 1 to 15, from January 1 to 15, ang computation mo or ang entry mo will be 500. Okay? Kapag naman bumili ka na ang date ay from 16 to 31, half lang yung or kalahati lang yung ika-count mo. So, dahil if you can still remember, bumili tayo ng repair equipment January 17. So, January 17, dito siya pasok. Okay? Sa 16 to 31. Meaning, kalahati lang yung ika-count mo. So, you have here 250 pesos. Okay? Ulitin ko ha. Take note kung kailan kayo bumili ng equipment, store building, office building, or the transportation equipment. Okay? Kapag bumili kayo between the date of 1 to 15, you will compute it as 1 month, or whole 1 month, or full 1 month. Okay? Kapag naman bumili ka na dated 16 to 31, you will compute it half of the month. Kalahati lang ng value ng depreciation expense. Okay? Next, we have here the deferred expense or the prepaid expense. So, these are items that have been initially recorded as asset but are expected to become expenses over time or through the operations of the business. So, when we say prepaid expenses, ito po yung you initially recorded it as asset but later on nagiging expenses mo siya. For example, prepaid load. or yung mga niloload natin. Di ba? For example, nag-load ka ng 100 pesos. So, from the first day, nung 100 pesos na yon, asset mo yon. And then, throughout the time, or over time, nababawasan siya, nagiging expenses. Okay? I have here sample transaction under prepaid expense. So, on January 19, 2017, ABC Repair Shop bought 5,000 worth of supplies, and at the end of the month, 2,000 worth of supplies are still unused. So, if you're going to analyze this transaction, it says here na bumili daw si ABC Repair Shop ng worth 5,000 na supplies. And at the end of the month, yung 2,000 na supplies daw ay hindi pa nagagamit, meaning may natira. Okay? Take note, in deferred expense or prepaid expense, we are using asset method or expense method. So, dalawa yan. So, take note kung gagamit ka na asset method at take note kung gagamit ka na expense method. Kasi magkaiba yung entry nung dalawang yan. So, I told you that we have two ways in recording prepaid expense. So, these are the asset method and expense method. If we are going to use the asset method in this transaction, this will be our entry. Okay, take note that when we say asset method, the accountant will initially recorded it as asset when the amount is paid. So, if the asset method was used, the entry would have been this one. So, on January 19, 2017, your first entry will be supplies, debit, and then credit, cash. Diba, bumili kayo ng supplies to worth 5,000. So, of course, debit, supplies, credit, cash. So, at the end of the month, 2,000 worth of supplies are still unused. So, paano nyo siya i-adjust using asset method? Take note, in asset method, you will record the amount used. Take note ulit ha. In asset method, you will record the amount used. Kung ano yung value or ilan yung value na nagamit. Okay? So, since 3,000 yung value ng nagamit, kasi sabi dito 2,000 worth of supplies are still unused, meaning, yung 3,000 doon, yun yung nagamit. Okay? So, in asset method, ang gagamitin natin or ang i-record natin or ang i-adjust natin is yung nagamit. Okay? So, since the 3,000 must then be recognized as expense, it has already been used. Okay? So, ang adjusting entries nyo dito will be debit supplies expense, 3,000, kasi nga nagamit mo na siya. Okay? And then credit supplies, 3,000. Take note ha, in asset method, you will record the amount used, kung ilan yung nagamit. Okay? So, if we are using expense method naman, when we say expense method, the accountant will initially record the entire payments as expense. Okay? So, this will be our entry. So, on the expense method naman, you will record the amount unused, kung ilan naman yung hindi nagamit. Okay? So, since 2,000 here are the unused supplies, yun yung gagamitin mo. So, first entry mo on January 19 will be, if you are going to use the expense method, the account that you will use is debit, supplies expense, credit, cash. Okay? Kapag i-adjust mo naman sa expense method, at the end of the month, it will be supplies, debit, credit, supplies, expense, 2,000. Take note ha, in expense method, you will record the amount unused. Yun yung i-adjust mo. Okay? In asset method, ang i-adjust mo are yung mga, you will record the amount used. In expense method naman, ang i-adjust mo naman dito ay yung mga unused or hindi nagamit. Okay, next we have here deferred income or unearned income. So deferred income or unearned income, these are items that have been initially recorded as liabilities but are expected to become income over the time or through the operations of the business. So when we say unearned income, ito naman yung binayaran mo na siya pero hindi pa tapos yung service sa'yo. Okay? Binayaran mo na pero hindi pa naibibigay fully yung service sa'yo. For example, nagbayad ka na sa isang salon. Okay? Nagbayad ka na ng pagpapariban sa isang salon. Okay? So, hindi pwedeng sabihin, nakita yon nung salon hanggat hindi ka pa nila nare-reband. I'm sorry. Okay? Another sa baste. We also have the unearned income. Nung pumasok kayo as grade 11, nagbayad kayo, let's say, ng full tuition fee. So, yung full tuition fee na ibinayad nyo, hindi siya masasabing kita, income, or revenue ni Baste. Dahil hindi pa namin na ibibigay fully yung service sa inyo. Okay? So, magiging income lang siya at the end nung school year or kapag naibigay na namin yung service sa inyo. That is an earned income. Binayaran mo na pero hindi pa naibibigay yung service sa'yo. So, example transaction here, we have your ABC Repair Shop and Joy Company had an agreement for repairing the electronics and television in Joy Company for 2 months, starting January 16 to March 16. Joy Company paid the agreement in full, amounting to 50,000 pesos. So, if we're going to analyze this transaction, it says here that si ABC at Joy Company may agreement daw sila na si ABC gagawin niya yung electronics and television ng Joy Company for 2 months. Okay? Ngayon, si Joy Company, nagbayad na siya ng worth 50,000 para dun sa agreement nila. So, yung agreement nila is from January 16 to March 16. Okay? So, this will be our entry. So, ang first entry natin dito, of course, we have here on January 16, debit will be cash, 50,000. Credit is unearned service revenue. Unearned service revenue meaning hindi pa natin na ibibigay yung service dun kay Joy Company. Okay? So, if we're going to adjust this one at the end of January 31, this will be the transaction. So, debit, unearned service revenue, or this will be the entry, debit, unearned service revenue, credit service revenue. Okay? 12,500. Bakit naging 12,500? So, kung i-count natin, let's say, yung from January to March, we have 60 days. So, that is 2 months. Okay? Makikita nyo siya dito sa explanation natin. Okay? So, sa 50 days, sa 50,000 na yon, let's say, dinivide natin siya by 60 days. So, 60 days is equivalent to 2 months. Ilang araw ka lang ba nakapagbigay ng service kay Joy? So, from January 16 to January 31, 15 days ka lang nakapagbigay ng repair service. Okay? Ulitin ko ha. Ilang araw ka lang nakapagbigay ng repair service kay Joy Company. So, from January 16 to January 31, 15 days lang. Okay? So, meaning, yung 15 days na yun lang yung masasabi mong income, kita, or revenue ni ABC Repair Shop. Okay? So, that is 12,500. Next, we have here accrued expense or accrued liabilities. So, accrued expense or accrued liability, these are items of expenses that had been incurred but not had been recorded and paid. So, when we say accrued expense, ito naman yung ginamit mo na pero hindi mo pa binabayaran. Okay? For example, yung mga kuryente natin sa bahay. Di ba, binibigyan tayo, yan, for example, ngayong month of May. Okay? Kailan tayo bibigyan ng bill for the month of May? 'Di ba sa June na? Okay? So, meaning, ginamit muna natin yung kuryente bago natin siya babayaran. Same with internet. 'Di ba kay internet, for example, ginamit mo yung internet ngayong May. Gumamit ka ng internet ngayon May. Darating yung bill mo by the month of June. Okay? So, meaning, ginamit mo muna yung internet connection bago mo siya babayaran. Okay? So, these are items of expenses that had been incurred pero hindi mo pa bayad. So, we have a transaction which is ABC Repair Shop had outstanding liabilities to utility companies amounting to 3,000. So, the said utilities was used for the month of December 2016. ABC Repair Shop decided to pay the liabilities on February 2017. So, if we're going to analyze this transaction, it says here na si ABC Repair Shop daw, meron daw siyang outstanding liabilities. Meaning may utang siya na kuryente or yung ginamit niyang kuryente noong December. Okay? Ngayon, babayaran niya yung utang niya sa February pa. So, this will be our entry. Okay? So, January 19, 2017, you have here utilities expense 3,000, utilities payable 3,000. Ang best example nito, ito yung mga accounts payable natin, yung mga babayaran pa natin. Okay, yung mga utang muna natin. Okay, pero in terms of utilities, in terms of salaries, we will not use the word accounts payable. We will use the word utilities payable. We will use the word salaries payable. Okay? So, if ABC Repair Shop paid the utilities on February, the entry will be utilities payable, 3,000, credit cash. Ulitin ko ha. Ito naman, kapag nagbayad na daw siya, let's say sa February, nagbayad siya sa February, paano yung magiging transaction niya? Debit utilities payable, credit cash. Normally, ang ginagawa natin dati dito is accounts payable, credit cash. Okay? Pero sabi ko nga, we will use the word utilities payable, salaries payable, instead na accounts payable. Next, we have here accrued income or accrued assets. So, accrued income or accrued assets, these are income items that had been earned but not have been recorded and paid by the customer. So, in short, these are the receivables of the business. So, in short, these are the accounts receivable. Okay? So, ito yung nabigay mo na yung service pero hindi ka pa binabayaran. Nabigay mo na yung product pero hindi ka pa binabayaran. That is accrued income or accrued asset. So, sample instruction here, we have here on January 28, 2017, ABC Repair Shop prepared the electronics of Pedro for 20,000 pesos. So, Pedro was on out-of-town trip, so he could not pay ABC Repair Shop. So, he told ABC Repair Shop that he will pay their services on February 5. So, analyze ulit natin. So, on January 28 daw, nag-repair daw ng electronic sa ABC Repair Shop kay Pedro ng worth 20,000. Ngayon, out of town daw si Pedro. Hindi niya mababayaran yung repair service. Babayaran niya pa yon on February 5. So, this will be our entry. So, if ABC Repair Shop is preparing the financial statement for the month of January, the adjustment entry would be January 28, 2017, accounts receivable 20,000, accrued income 20,000. Okay? So, eto adjustment to, meaning end na nung accounting cycle, hindi na siya pumasok dun sa accounting cycle nung January, or this accounting period ng January, kaya we will use the word accrued income. Okay, what if Pedro paid the account on February 5? So, kapag nagbayad na si Pedro on February 5, the entry would be debit cash, credit accounts receivable. So, simple lang. When we say accrued income, these are the receivables or these are the accounts receivables.